What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from OEC Brewing, and they're out of Oxford, Connecticut, and this is their Fred's Roggenbier. So this is a German-style Roggenbier that comes in at 5.4% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. I believe this can is just over 5 months old. So this is the first beer from OEC that I am reviewing on the channel. However, it is not the first beer I've had from them. I've had their Coolship Lager, which, much like this one, is a cool-shipped and open fermented lager. That is, I think, was a Czech-style pale lager. This is a rye lager. So as far as like the Roggenbier style goes, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I know a lot about it, because I've only had a couple in my life. Here in the U.S., you don't see a lot of Roggenbiers, just being honest with you. And I did a little bit of research, and basically what it seems like a Roggenbier is like a Dunkelweizen, but instead of using wheat malt, they typically will replace that with rye malt. Some of these will also have a combination between the two, and this one specifically says Rye Lager on it. They have a spiel here on the side that I'll read at the end. But yeah, cool shipped and open fermented. So after they brew it, they put it in a cool ship for like I think they said like an hour, and then they open ferment it, and then they lager it after that. So with that open fermentation, you get a little bit of funkiness. And that Coolship Lager was kind of different. You get a little bit of funkiness, but it was really tasty. And I love rye beer. Shout out to Kenny over at Premier Gourmet, one of my favorite local bottle shops here in the Buffalo, New York area. I actually went into the shop about a couple weeks ago, and he showed me this. He was like, "Hey, have you seen this? I know you like rye beers." And I was like, nope. 3 things happened. Number 1, I responded with, no, I have not seen that. Number 2, I said, yes, I love rye beers. And number 3, I took it. The decision was made in about a quarter second. Let's just say that. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's a lager, but a couple things I'm noticing. The carbonation is insane. I don't know how that's going to come off on camera. Hold it up to the light. The carbonation is just, this is like soda pop. It's crazy. So it has this nice, like, coppery kind of deeper brown color, almost into like this reddish kind of, it's definitely copper-esque, like almost bronze, right? It had about a finger of I'd say a lightly like khaki colored head. It has not dissipated to a thin film. I didn't do a hard pour, maybe I should have, but you know, it looks nice in the glass sans the head, but that's probably more user error. But yeah, I mean, it is crazy carbonated holding up to the light, so nice. But anyway, shout out to Kenny for showing me this one, because I do love rye beer, so whenever I get a chance to grab one, I do. Ooh. Now this, I believe, is just over 5 months old. The reason I say that is because despite them saying drink fresh on the can, there is no can on date. However, I checked Instagram, and the last Instagram post that I saw containing this beer was like, I think it was late August, early September. We're now in early February when I'm drinking this, or like early to mid-February. What is today? Today is 9th, 10th, something like that. So just over 5 months old on this one. They do say drink fresh. Hey, got to make do with what you got. Wow, it has a lot of like toasted, like brown bread qualities. Also a little bit of caramel and toffee, but there's a nice spiciness from that rye. Like, it's not overly done, but it's there. There's a touch of wheat. Now again, I don't know if they put any wheat in here for this specific beer, but I'm almost getting a little bit of like, with the Dunkelweizen, a lot of times I get like banana brown bread from the yeast. Not really getting like a strong banana note, but I'm getting like a little bit of a yeast, phenolic yeast characteristic that's like a little bit of clovey or coriander. A touch of like a dark fruit in this one too, like a I'd say like a black cherry, or even more like, not maybe a dark fruit, more like a red apple core. It smells like, and it has a touch of funkiness. It almost smells like if you had a hybrid of like rye bread and sourdough bread. That's where like the toasted kind of bread quality is. It's more like in the sourdough realm with a little bit of rye. It smells pretty damn good. I want to get into it, so prost, everyone. Oh, yeah. If you like rye, you'll like this. If you don't, you totally won't. This might be a little heavy on the rye even for me. Ooh. There is this big rye spiciness on the second half of the palate. Ooh, it's intense. The body on this one for 5.4% is insanely impressive. Like they probably do like a double decoction, I would imagine. Like a brewery like this probably does that. But this is like, for a 5.4% Roggenbier, this is like full body, right? As a beer overall, this is like higher side of medium body at 5.4. This is not one of those light crusher beers. This is a heavy lager. The mouthfeel, while it has a moderate carbonation, it's very crisp, and the bubbles are like, you know, it's almost like I had Pop Rocks, because it was, you know, very carbonated when I held it up to the light, and I don't know if it's gonna come off on camera, but very carbonated. Has that like Pop Rocks, like spritzy, almost soda pop kind of carbonation. So it's like moderate, touch over moderate in terms of carbonation. There is a smoothness here, almost a creamy sensation. Really beautiful body and mouthfeel on this. As I drink this, my palate's getting acclimated to that intense rye spiciness, and it's still there, predominant note, leading the way, but a lot of the base beer is coming to the forefront, and this is a really tasty rye lager. Front of the palate, front to back. There's again a huge rye spice in this one, very almost peppery, but it has, you know, that rye spiciness that if you like rye, then you kind of understand. But that is a predominant note. It's omnipresent, covers the palate. But there's a bunch of, like, again, toasted sourdough bread, toasted brown bread, toasted rye bread, a lot of toasted bread at the forefront, but it's like a very complex, like multi-layered breadiness. There's also a little bit of a biscuity sensation. I can't speak most days, but today it's even worse. Then after that, touch of caramel and honey. And there's that underlying fruitiness, and it's more like a red apple core, a little bit of a cherry, but again, like a darker cherry. Second half is where I get that, again, coriander and clove. And again, they're not most likely using, actually, this is a German style. They're probably using a German yeast strain, I would assume, but a little bit of clove and coriander, or at least that's what I'm perceiving on the back of the palate. Also has this grassy kind of floral sensation. Again, the spice, I could sit here and say, oh, it has the spicy, you know, hop character. It's just kind of blending in with the rye spiciness. Very clean on the palate too. Like after each sip, I just want to go back for more because it's really tasty. Very easy to drink. 5.4%, I'm gonna be honest with you. A little bit of warming in the chest. Listen, 5.4%, I know. That's crazy, right? That's blasphemous nowadays. A little bit of warming in the chest. I don't know where that's coming from, but they say it's 5.4%. 5.4%, but I get a little toasted kind of chest going on. Toasted chest. What the hell's a toasted chest? My chest right now. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's not amazing, but for what I look for out of, say, a style like this or a rye beer in general, I think it's pretty damn good. The rye is definitely present. It's quite complex. The body mouthfeel really tasty. It's just flavor-wise, it's not maybe as cohesive as I want. And it's also just not hitting me in the feels as much, but it's still a really delicious Roggenbier. So I'm going to give Fred's Roggenbier, their Rye Lager from OEC, I'm going to give this a low 4.2 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.15 out of 5. Yeah, that's just where it kind of lands for me. That is a great score. Don't get me wrong, it's a great score. I didn't know what to expect out of this. You know, I go into every review with any preconceived notions, you know, left at the door, and try to be honest with you. I thought I would like this because I like rye beers. And I do like this because I like rye beers. So, you know, a 4.15 is a really good score. But you know, put it this way, if you like rye beer in general, or rye as a whole, and you like beer, give this a go if you can find it. Let me read the back of this real quick, or the side. It says Fred's Roggenbier, and in parentheses it says OEC's resident Australian Sheppard, which is the dog that is on the label, obviously. It says pours a dark copper in color. Yeah, did I say copper? I think I did. With an off-white head. I'd say more like a light tannish, almost like light khaki head. The spiciness of the rye, coming from 3 different types of rye malt. Okay, 3 different types of rye malt, is balanced out by a nice malty body. Yes, the body's beautiful, and just a touch of noble hops. Yeah, I didn't really talk about the hops too much outside. I think I said they were floral and grassy, but, and again, the spiciness, all mixing in, so for sure. It says, just like Fred, his sharp bark is balanced out by his soft fur and playful nature. I see what they did there. A perfectly balanced lager as cooler days are set to arrive in the fall and winter. So then that confirms this one was definitely released back in late August into early September. Yeah, I think they pretty much nailed it, and I wasn't too far off with what I'm tasting. I didn't know they used 3 different types of rye malt, so that's cool. Price point availability, I think these were $13.99 a 4-pack, and I paid $3.99 for a single can. That is a good price. I think $13.99 for a 4-pack of that. You don't see a lot of the style in the US. I'd happily pay that again. I gave it a 4.15. Cool with it. And then availability, I have no idea. It's OEC Brewing. I'd imagine, if I had to guess, probably in the New York. I'd say New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Maybe a little bit into New England. That would be my guess. If you see it and you're nowhere in those states, let me know. I would really appreciate it. I need to review the Coolship Lager. They also do a black Coolship Lager too, and a bunch of other beers. This is the first one I'm reviewing. Won't be the last though. I'll definitely dive into more of their stuff probably this year. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. I'm going to one more taster. I just want to make sure I'm giving a proper rating and I'm not missing anything. Look at the lacing though. The lacing is fucking phenomenal. No, I mean it's pretty well balanced. It's not too sweet, not too bitter, not too dry. Although I would say this leans more dry than anything. Has like a semi to full on dryness. A lot of good malty sweetness up front. You get a little bit of that like mild bitterness from the hops. But I do think the dryness really helps this beer because there is a lot of malt goodness that needs to be balanced out. Anyway, I appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Prost.